Breaking news, Slender Man stabber Morgan Geyser has been captured. Here she is, folks, being taken out of the POSEN Police Department in Illinois after being captured at a Thornton's truck stop 100 miles away from where she escaped a group home in Madison, Wisconsin. I got the footage. Let me share the footage. Police escorting her out of the building in handcuffs, putting her in a police cruiser. She has court today. Check it out. All right, let's talk about this more, folks. The Slender Man case. The case of the two girls, including her and her co-defendant, luring a friend to a park area in WAUKESHA, Wisconsin, stabbing their friend 19 plus times in the interest of Slender Man. They did it for Slender Man, a scary character. You know that Slender Man. She got sentenced to 40 years to life in a mental institution. Her co-defendant got 25 years, who is home, by the way, GPS with her dad. But it's interesting about this case because Morgan here was put in a group home on Cronky Avenue in Madison, which is just a house, folks. It's a house. It's a 3-bedroom home run by a Muslim woman named Zamzam Hussein. The group home's called YOYO Quality Care. And for some reason, they just put her in a residential neighborhood in a group home. She should never even been in a group home in the first place. But they put her there, and she was rejected from other group homes months prior. But the neighbors in that area are outraged that she was living amongst them. Let me share information about her capture and also the neighbors speaking out in that particular area where she escaped. Check it out.
Also breaking overnight, a Wisconsin woman known as the Slender Man attacker is in police custody this morning. She disappeared from her Wisconsin group home over the weekend and then she was tracked down here in South Suburban Posen. Our Asal Razai joins us live from the police department there, where we're hearing she's expected to be in court later. Asal?
Yeah, Dave, so we've learned a lot of new information here within the last hour. I had a chance to speak with the person released from police custody here within the last couple of hours. They told me they're charged with obstructing identification for initially giving police a false identity. She would not give us her name, but she confirmed that she was arrested with Morgan Geyser at a truck stop where someone called the police on them for loitering. She told me her and Morgan are best friends and that she didn't want her to be alone. They hopped on a bus in Madison, came here to Chicago on that bus, and then eventually just started walking. She said Morgan injured her foot during that trip and was not able to go on any longer. Important to note, we are over 100 miles away from where 23-year-old Morgan Geyser was supposed to be. Police in Madison, Wisconsin say she cut off her Department of Corrections monitoring bracelet and was seen leaving a group home Saturday night with an adult acquaintance before being tracked down here in Posen late last night at a Thornton's that's actually just a few minutes away from us here at the police department. Police released this recent image of Geyser that was captured on security video. Her case stems back to 2014 when her and her friend nearly stabbed their classmate to death at a park in WAUKESHA. All three girls were 12 years old at the time of the attack. They told investigators the attack was meant to impress the fictitious boogeyman known to them as Slender Man. Geyser has been living in a group home after she was released earlier this year from a mental health institution in Winnebago. She was there for 7 years before 3 experts testified that she'd made progress in battling mental illness. That person we talked to this morning, claiming her to be her best friend, says police told them that she's going to be sent back to the mental health institution in Winnebago. And we've also learned this morning, Dave, that Morgan is set to appear for an extradition hearing at 26 in California at some point this morning. We're trying to nail down exactly what time that hearing is going to be. We've also reached out to Morgan's attorney for comment this morning and are still waiting to hear back. I'm live in POSEN, Asal Razai, CBS News Chicago.
Asal, thank you.
Some people who live on Cronky Drive just learned this morning that Morgan Geyser was living in their community. New at 10, Renee Aldana has you covered with what neighbors say they weren't told.
I spoke with people who live along Cronky Drive. Many were concerned and have questions about how Morgan Geyser's placement and supervision were handled.
Felt like this was done without resident knowledge when obviously Sun Prairie did get the knowledge.
Geyser was originally slated to be released to a facility in Sun Prairie, but was denied in August due to publicity surrounding the placement.
I think everyone deserves a chance to get into society and live their life, but we also deserve the knowledge of, hey, maybe take a second look, when you lock your doors at night.
Many neighbors told me it's shocking to find out Geyser was placed here without being notified, but also the fact that she went missing at 8 Saturday night, but Madison police weren't notified until Sunday morning.
It's mostly anger that we weren't told, and it feels like Meadowood neighborhood a lot of times gets a bad rap, but it's a great neighborhood.
I also spoke over the phone with Lisa Cass, a member of the Meadowood Neighborhood Association board. She lived on Cronky Drive for more than 40 years. She echoed her neighbor. She believes one event does not define their neighborhood, but has questions about how these group homes are being run and who is monitoring them. I reached out to the Department of Corrections and the Department of Health Services about Geyser's placement, but have not heard back yet.
Anissa Weier, the other participant in the stabbing, was granted conditional release from the Winnebago Mental Health Institute back in 2021.
All right, still a lot of unanswered questions here. Who is the acquaintance? A female acquaintance with her at the Thornton's truck stop. Someone at Thornton's called the police. Thank God. She got injured. She was injured. What was the injury about? Was it the injury in the course of fleeing? What's all that about? We'll get the name of the female acquaintance, charged, but released, court date. Now she's going to go to court here, Morgan Geyser, and she needs to go back to the mental institution and serve the remaining of her time. No more group homes. You forfeited that opportunity. But the question is, why at YOYO Quality Care, a residential neighborhood? Now, I'm not going to dox and show you the address. You saw that news clip, the neighborhood. I'm not going to show you that. It's just a house. But guess what? The Wisconsin Department of Health had complaints against that house in the last few years. Multiple complaints. Holes in the wall. Unsafe conditions for patients. How many people were living there? It only has 3 bedrooms. Scary, scary stuff that Wisconsin would just release this Slender Man girl right out into a neighborhood and not tell the neighbors. Scary stuff, folks. Thank God she didn't hurt anyone. And where were they going? They were in Posen, Illinois, which is outside Chicago, 100 miles from Madison. Who knows where they would have went? Who knows what they were up to? Scary, scary stuff. JLR investigates. Thank God vigilant people out there got this crazy person off the streets. Let me know what you think. We will talk soon. I've been covering this case extensively. Boots on the ground there before. This is good because I didn't want to go up there and start looking for her and everything like that. Woo, Slender Man stuff. That stuff is creepy. We'll talk soon. JLR investigates. Stay tuned.